Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-January 2019 love update, or I should say love reading update. It's Raina here, just shuffling the cards. What was I gonna say? I don't know. This is a different spread than I normally do. I created a new spread. It's not really gonna be all that different. Same cards, different date, right? All right. Just collecting the rest of these bad boys over here. Your love life right now is symbolized by the Knight of Wands. Ooh, baby. By the way, this reading is intended for single people looking for love, as well as people in relationships that are troubled. Maybe you are either thinking of leaving a relationship or you would like to make it work out. And so we're going to see what the cards suggest. So the Knight of Wands is a card of playing the field, okay? Now, for some of you, this may describe the person you're with. I always have linked the Knight of Wands to Aries, always. And I guess it's supposed to be Sagittarius. But to me, the Knight represents military and it represents Aries. So maybe there's somebody in the military that you're with. And maybe you feel like they're not being loyal because you're not together. You're not even in the same country. So you may feel like they're sowing their oats. Maybe you're sowing your oats. And the thing is that there's nothing wrong with playing the field as long as as long as you're honest with people about what you're doing, that you're not giving mixed messages, that you are ready for a relationship. Maybe you've just gotten divorced after 20 years and the last thing you want is to be in a relationship. That makes perfect sense, that you would just be enjoying the freedom of not having to answer to anybody and to be able to do what you wish. If you are a person who's trying to pin down this Knight of Wands, understand that they may have commitment issues. And if that is something that is attractive to you, then maybe you have commitment issues. That's really can be the case. That a lot of times the people that are complaining about the person who won't commit to them, they would not be attracted to somebody that was very stable and domestic. That's what I call domesticated. Maybe that's a better word. But the person who is very committed, loyal, and there for them. That person might be deemed boring. So if this is the kind of person that you're typically attracted to, rather than complain about the fact that you can't get a hold of them, ask yourself, why am I attracted to this type of person? Aries is a fire sign, and fire signs need a lot of freedom. And so you do need a special type of mate who can understand this and not be threatened by it. That's for sure. In the past position, we have the Chariot. So this could be a Cancer individual. And of all the water signs, Cancer may be the one that you tend to attract or tend to be attracted to. On your end of things, if you're attracted to a Cancer, it can be because you're looking for somebody who is going to kind of take care of you. And yet, what ends up usually happening is that it's a parent-child relationship where they see you as an overgrown child who is irresponsible, and you see them as a nag, somebody who smothers you, doesn't give you your freedom. So maybe this is a person you finally rode your horse away from. The Chariot card can be a card of success. So even like if it was a divorce that you were able to escape from unscathed. It could be one of those situations, or even even like your career is doing well and you just feel like, hey, I'm devoting a lot of my energy to my career. I don't really have time to have a family or to do all these other things, obligations, social obligations of a relationship. So I'm just kind of enjoying being free. What is a challenge for you, for your love life, is the Page of Wands. Now, this can be a situation where this is true for Aries, where you are really enamored by that rush of the beginning of relationships. Pages can be like the initial stages of something. And you may be one of these people that, a lot of Aries, especially if your Venus is also in Aries, where you are very in love with love in that intoxicating initial stage of it. Aries like to initiate things, and you also like the thrill of the chase in love matters, or in life in general, that kind of challenge. And as a result, once a relationship becomes very, regular, there's another word, and it becomes predictable, you start to lose interest. So that's another reason why I say it takes a special type of person to keep you, because you are very easily bored, and when the novelty wears off, I think is what I meant to say. And so this is important for you to not get into this trap of like starting new relationships and then ending them as soon as they become predictable to you. Because the predictable, unless it's just that you're not interested in that person's personality, which could be another angle too, that even if it's something where you are with somebody for a long time, there should be continuous or continual feelings of interest between you and that person. That is possible. I can attest to that you can be with somebody and constantly feel that you are interested in their company. So don't think that this is just par for the course with relationships. It's just that you haven't met the right person. I will say with Aries, watch out for the sexual attraction kind of overshadowing the relationship, because that could certainly be why, if you have felt that you lose interest quickly, is because it's that situation repeating itself. I would say too with the Page of Wands, because Wands can be passion, so it could be that sexual passion, is that starting, feeling that sense of overwhelming attraction to somebody, and, throwing away something else that might have been really good, and all for that, the newness, the new person. And then you can end up, after a while, feeling a sense of emptiness. And maybe that makes that Knight of Wands more you than anybody else. Who knows? So now I'm starting to wonder who that Knight of Wands is. What's coming in is the Empress, and this can also be advice. If it's a situation coming in, this could be that you meet somebody who's either a Taurus or a Libra. A Libra person is your opposite sign. And if this is advice, I would say embrace the divine feminine. For even you men, embrace the divine feminine. For men, this is learning to become more sensitive. Aries, and even women. Yeah, I don't know if I have to do this by gender, because the feminine principle is about sensitivity, and that means towards others And so that means like tuning into people on the emotional level. As I said, fire energy can appear to be very emotional, but it's more like passion, which is different. You know, there is physical passion that is not connected necessarily to the emotions at all. It may just be, you know, that you're feeling this sense of being alive and pleasure, you know, pouring out of every pore of your body, you know. Sounds like a cheap romance novel. Or just this you know, desire, you know, is what passion is. But the emotions are, you know, tuning into people, what they need, what they want, not just about what you want. So it's also being less selfish, more selfless. Also nurturing with the Empress. The other thing too is that there was another thing, I don't know why I was thinking this. Maybe I'm thinking of the last reading, but I'll just say this. If you want to become a mother or a parent in general, the Empress connects to the mother. And so really, it's really asking you who makes a good partner for you if you're starting a family. Is it somebody like the Knight of Wands? Because if you're really looking for a serious relationship, but you are attracted to the Knight of Wands type of person, you may be barking up the wrong tree. And for women, dare I say, for Aries women, the Empress could be about maybe being a little bit more demure, if you know what that means. I mean, I know I might get a little bit of flack for that. I don't care. I don't care. Bring it on. I'm a Sagittarian. I'm a fellow fire sign. I'm not afraid of you, Aries. And, you know, the thing is that we fire sign women have a tendency, we're masculine signs. So we can tend to be quite take charge and, you know, in heterosexual relationships specifically, when we're interacting with men, we sometimes may try to control things too much. I'm not saying that we should be the little women in the kitchen. I'm saying that maybe there's a middle ground. Maybe you don't always have to be so argumentative or trying to throw your weight around. Maybe you can sometimes just be more agreeable and allow the other person to take the lead sometimes. You know, that's, I don't think that's so radical. And then the outcome is the Page of Pentacles. You may hear a message, you may get some kind of a message that has to do with connecting to somebody. Now, this either would be something to do with work, because usually with Pentacles we're talking about practical matters, but we could be talking about an earth sign individual. So if there's somebody on your radar who you've been wanting to kind of give you the time of day, who has either sun or a strong emphasis in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, this may be the kind of person that comes in contact with you or who contacts you. Notice that I got two pages. One was fire and one was earth. Now, in talking about some of the themes here, the earth energy is more stable. The Knight of Wands is an unstable energy. But for fire, it can be extremely enticing because, first of all, it has the fire element. I think it's a double fire, actually. And but also, in addition to that, it represents freedom. And Sagittarians and all the fire signs and Aries, you guys, you like... the reason I say Sag is because this card, the Knight of Wands, is supposed to connect with Sag. But you being an Aries, you really embrace freedom too. So you may think that this may be the perfect person for you, but this person may be incapable, at least at this time, of settling down. And if you're looking to settle down, as the Empress might suggest, if you want to start a family, for instance, and you're into this part of your life, that person may not be the right individual at this time. And so the Page of Pentacles could be starting a relationship with somebody who is more grounded. So in any case, I hope that you enjoyed this, Aries. And if you would like a private reading, the link is below. Otherwise, have a great rest of January. Bye.